Good morning, Alex. How are you doing today, my friend? Let's just dive right in.
Fantastic, fantastic, Trev. Thank you for hosting us.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. Absolute pleasure to everyone who's here with us, the one single viewer for the time being. But as always, we are already starting to rise. Welcome. My name is Trav, and thank you for joining us for our Tectum AMA with the CEO and founder, Alexander Guseff. It's going to be a fun update today. We're going to be here to field some of your questions and then give you guys all the updated information on what's been going on with Tectum. Let's just dive right into it. Alex, so where would you like to start us today, my friend? You guys have been
The
working very hard.
We've been working very hard. That's true. We have been talking to multiple potential partners, strategical partners, and mass adoption partners. Partners, which would basically there are three tiers, three types of partners. We've been communicating with recently. First one would be the go alone partner, which would share their resources and share some marketing efforts with us. That would be mass adoption partner. That would be long-term partners which are deeply involved in the finances of one or another region or country. Second partner is just a purely financial partner. We have not been able to locate anyone who would be willing to join a project on such an early term yet. But there are a few Southeastern Asian interests from Southeastern Asia and Latin America, but those would be like more like mass adoption type of partnership. And the third one is a purely narrow one competency. Talking to a couple banks, which are actually fintech, PayFi proficient. They already either filed or in the process of filing for their own stable coin. As you know, there is a strong stable coin trend because when you do EPOS, normally on the beginning tier, the regular average retailer would be probably hesitant to accept crypto if he or she do not receive immediate option of converting it into their own fiat. I mean, just like I normally used to like. I used to take just like a guy on the street who sells tacos in Mexico.
Yes.
Just like entrepreneur. We all start from selling something, or working for somebody who sells something. And at the end of the day, this guy needs to go back to the wholesale or grocery shop and buy himself or what do you need for tacos? Groceries.
Cheese.
He needs to pay for cheese, electricity, meat. He needs to pay for electricity. He needs to pay for this. He needs to pay rent. And these are all either municipal or retail structures, which is a second tier of money flow, money path. And in order to trigger mass adoption, we need to assume that all that tier is not accustomed to crypto. We cannot assume that the same Bitcoin or USDT will go all the way to buying sausages or beer for tomorrow for retailer. And so this quarter we are like that focused on the off ramp. We did shoot off ramp movie, but KYC did not go through smoothly. And Dimitrios is going to finish that movie of KYC because we have Mount Perlin, our off ramp provider. We also signed up, as you know, for AAA. But we did not hook them up because EPOS just came out, and we our original plan to have off ramp right directly on a Tectum wallet, but then that extends the client path two extra steps, which means you have to move your money from EPOS app to Tectum wallet app, then from Tectum wallet app to EPOS, and that's a video which we're gonna show you. That's a little bit more complicated than we want client, our customer, to go through.
Understood.
So what we do, we move off ramp directly on the EPOS app.
Okay.
Yeah, but since we move, since we lack the financial cycle of a money path for the client, we need to immediately respond to consider licensing, which is payment service provider license and crypto provider license. They're different in every country, and this year probably going to be dedicated to legal.
The legal
Puzzle.
steps.
It really is a puzzle, Trev. It really is a puzzle, but we're starting with for Swiss company because they have a self-regulated organization model, which is very convenient. Basically, union, union where your company operates under the SRO license, and Switzerland, as it turns out, has the most and the best treaty set up with lots of countries. Like, for example, if you decide to operate in Oman or UAE, they have a treaty with Switzerland which would make it comfortable, and well, comfortable is not the correct term. Let me rephrase myself, which would make it easy, less step, no hurdle, hook up and operate in these countries. It's not that we are intending to start with operating in UAE. We're more targeting a gray market, in the gray market, just to make sure that we're not gray territories. Legally, it's defined gray territories. We need an off-ramper which would be able to comfortably function in the gray territories. Now, let me mention, gray territory does not necessarily mean a third world country. Like Seychelles is just about gray territory. Any country which doesn't have firmly defined crypto legislation is a gray territory.
Understood.
Like if you take Russia, in Russia, cryptocurrency is considered to be an estate.
Okay.
Commodity. No, commodity, which basically means if I purchase, if I come into your shop and I purchase your goods with cryptocurrency, let's say USDT, that would be considered a barter. And barter deals, as you understand, are very complicated in a tax-wise. How you can pay taxes if you trade it, for example, property for property. It's barter deal. So barter deals are not very welcome. So with that, in this case, operator would have to go through additional hurdle of converting that USDT per se, if that's USDT, into a local currency through off-ramper or through converter, which adds another tier of transactional tier on top of off-ramper. So we're like in the process of really like getting deep into this and understanding how that works. Because most of off-rampers just want to deal for stable coins. They everything which is always equal $1. It's a dollar-centric world, Trev.
Yes.
It's there is nothing bad about it. It's beautiful because you always have $1 equivalent, and then you extract fees. Your fees out of that amount, and your algorithmical path is very clean. But when you start accepting something more volatile, like for example, any other coin, even Bitcoin for that matter,
yes,
and suddenly like you forgot to off ramp it, and like what happened to Bitcoin? What was 66?
Yeah.
I mean,
not looking so hot.
God bless those who sold it for 126.
Yes.
In mid-December. And then what you do you sell tacos. You guy who sells goods. Your street retailer, what do? You lose half of your money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So off ramp tier needs additional tier of instant conversion, which is perfectly fine. It just adds uh, um, another level of work to be done, and that's what we're
Understood.
working. That's what we're working on. Next week we're gonna present you and our community the full path, full off ramp path from money in to money out, all the way from A to Z. It's gonna really be very illustrative. We're doing the work on it, and maybe we'll ask you if you wish to voice to put a, to voice on top of it.
Sure thing. I could absolutely do that. No problem at all
Mhm,
here.
mhm, mhm,
No, and I
mhm.
could appreciate the purpose behind all of this. For anyone who's just joining in now, we are currently talking about kind of all the legal hoops that are necessary to unleash the ePost 2 to the world here. And we're talking about simplifying the process because, of course, that's so important for just to kind of maintain already crypto native users who are familiar with how crypto works. But even more so, it's important for onboarding brand new members into the crypto community who have never even touched crypto before. You want this process to be as simple as possible. And I imagine, Alex, that's one of the main drivers behind trying to put in the time to make sure the entire financial loop is as
Mhm.
seamless and as easy as possible. My
Exactly. That's the priority. The last thing we want is for our client to become a hostage of that market volatility.
Absolutely. That makes a ton of sense. And when we're talking about money volatility, I'd say now is probably the most appropriate time than ever to be talking about that. Looking at the markets, things are looking not so hot here. So maybe you could remind our audience here one of the announcements that you dropped the last AMA that we spoke about, how there were talks of integrating fiat into the SoftNote wallet as well, or can you remind
We
us?
Yeah, I would love to. Just that, that we just sat down with a legal team, and it's likely gonna be a mixed team.
Mhm.
Our UE and US Illinois legal
Okay.
team, which will work together because US became much friendlier to crypto recently, which is a good news.
Yes.
And UE has been um, in this business for much longer. They have a lot of regulations, and this team together will put it in such a way where we could actually get direct access to Visa payments because NFC technology has been already released to multiple operators. Uh, I don't know if we're gonna work with Visa directly or work with one of their uh, extensions
Mhm.
merchants. That's my son's my child in the background. Learns how
Shout
to talk.
out,
Yeah,
shout,
never mind.
shout out to Alex Child. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, oh, he's far away on the other side of the house. And we mm, we basically right now are designing the shortest path and legally most secure, and we're gonna have some kind of a domain. We need to have a domain, somebody, people start leaving comments. Somebody reposted our stream. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Shout out. Appreciate that, my friend. Excellent. Nope, that's awesome here. Um, So just to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Emphasize the significance of getting the kind of the fiat integrated into kind of the Tectum ecosystem here. Am I
hmm
right in imagining that that will just help kind of amplify the amount of fees, the amount of usage, the amount of volume that will happen on in the EPOS network and in the Tectum ecosystem?
Yeah, it will actually create like a basically a second stream of revenues for EPOS. Plus, we have, um, I mean, it would be kind of a brave way to say it, but kind of like somewhat
Mm,
disruptive model where we would not charge. We will try to minimize uh, a fee charge to the merchant, and we're working on a model because the bank, which would hold clients' funds, uh, would probably be ready for more uh, innovative uh, money flow structure, because we're firmly convinced that that 2.5% taken from a um, merchant plus delays. You see, the problem is that for decades, any card providing services such as Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, whatever they are, there is not
mhm,
many of them. There's probably
mhm.
5, 6 of them around the world. They have a 30-day return policy,
Okay.
which pretty much makes me as a paycheck to paycheck small retailer dead in the water.
Mm.
If somebody uses a stolen card and I have to refund that money, well, yeah, but it's not my fault. I'm
Ah,
I'm sitting behind cash register, and somebody just buys a bicycle for $1,200, and then a month later, boom, and that 1,200, I'm $1,200 upside down on my bank account.
okay.
Why should I suffer? So like Visa losses are measured in tens and tens of billions of dollars,
Wow.
or
I
probably
had no idea.
per month. Yeah, there is an insurance model kind of glued on top of this whole thing to make
I
it
would
work.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, otherwise it becomes like really mm, prohibitive.
Mm,
Uh, the prohibitive measures they really hit small entrepreneur, uh, and that's why Visa payments are very tricky to attach. But the technology is already there in Europe and many places. I was in the shop, and the waiter approached me, not with a terminal. Like girl, she approached me with a phone. She like boom
mhm.
boom pulled out, and I touched the phone to her phone. It's a click, and I paid for my dinner and for my coffee.
That's
So
awesome.
it's already working.
Mhm,
It's already out there. But there is no diversity. First you glued, literally pegged to that one bank which provides you these services.
understood.
Yeah, which makes you um, tied to the at least region, or in best case to a country where you can pay. A good thing if it's some a country like UAE, where you can like you can pay in Europe, you can pay everywhere. If it's US card, it's also uh, friendly. Like we use US cards to pay for European services all the time. But if it's like a Czech Republic, or Southeastern Asian, which
Mhm,
they have completely different, different central bank remittances,
mhm.
remittance pathways, and different rail setup,
Mhm.
then you're pretty much stuck.
Mm,
You know what I mean? You
understood.
know what I mean?
Yes. No, it's so from just if I can kind of get out a thought here, what's interesting about this is that Tectum's solution, Tectum's goal and its vision is to make finances, crypto, fiat as easy as possible for the most amount of people all across the world as possible. But in order to do that, it's going to take a lot of hurdles to jump through for different entities, government bodies, literally all across the world here. So I can A, imagine why you have your work cut out for you, but
Mm-hmm.
B, understand the importance of it. Because of course, you said, like you said earlier, you don't want people to be held hostage by the system, by the rules that play here. So you really do have to make sure that all of these I's are dotted, T's are crossed, so that things are seamless and as easy as possible, so that A, you can attract people to the work that you're doing, but then B, retain them. You don't want this, even if it's going to save them money in the long run, you don't want this to cost them in time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much very close to what I said. We, you could never like, I'm a fan of Steve Jobs, right? I mean,
Yes.
you always start from a customer. You always start from a client. And at the same time, you got to understand another aspect, another angle of this whole Tectum long, long journey that we have a 4.1 uh, um, Tectum blockchain,
Mhm.
which has like really, really, really cute, really elegant and disruptive approach to network protocol and to the way things are done on the network, the way transactions are signed, confirmed.
Mhm.
And we did literally hit like 480,000 transactions per second. And we are unable to show uh, as much of a progress lately as we did in 2005 because 2025, sorry,
Mhm.
2025 was literally dedicated to the 4.1.
4.1,
And
understood.
yeah, we are how to say, natively, genetically attached to Web3 community, and we cannot betray our promises. So we need to think in that respect too.
Mhm.
The problem with decentralized and public networks that they're never free.
Mm.
They cannot be free. It's impossible for them to be free because hold on a second. Let me unmute just one second.
Sure. While we're waiting for Alex here, I do want to just give a quick shout out. I'm imagining that this is Dimitri behind the Tectum account, as his comment is Czech Republic was mentioned. Thank you for being here, my friend. I'm just gonna fully 100% assume that that's you, and yeah, appreciate you being here. Excellent, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Welcome back there, Alex.
Mhm. Yeah, and so that's what 2026 will be dedicated to, pretty much. Has been dedicated to. Market has been just a roller coaster and a meat shredder.
Yes.
So we shrink our team down, and we are surviving 100% on our own resources right now.
Mm.
Um, we we're in the process of calculating mass adoption, worldwide mass adoption costs, um, which thankfully are not measured in millions of dollars per month. Uh, and we're basically like in a position of a low start, jump,
Mm.
kickoff, position
Okay.
where we need basically, trap. We have people already approaching us. There is a gentleman who got tattoo service. He said, if you guys got, as soon as you get off ramp, I will start using your apples.
That's incredible. Okay.
Well, yeah, we have, but we have off ramp. We already have
That's
off ramp,
true.
but we
I was
have
about
off
to
ramp.
say.
We have off ramp in a web version. The second but is a fee.
Mm.
We cannot collect fee right now because we're in the process of acquiring licenses and in the process of getting everything Swiss company centric.
Mm.
Because the company in Emirates is a purely software development company, so it can only be a software provider, and another company is purely uh, intellectual property centered, which is in Seychelles. So we need to get everything rebalanced, which is also going to take us 2 to 3 months to get it done properly. So that pretty much puts it in the position of a beta mode, beta regime, where we will extract that 1%. We still have to extract it because we need to show we need to show how system is going to work in its commercial mode, and then return it back immediately, rebate it in a full amount to the recipient of that payment.
Okay.
So system is gonna, in layman's terms, we're gonna work for free this year.
Okay. So the system will work for free this year. Okay, got you. And that's until you get the licensing. You're saying, yes?
Well,
Okay.
For the most part of this year, which is perfectly fine. We'll get momentum going. We took a deep look at the market, at who our competition is, and we feel confident. We feel confident that we will survive in this market. This is $4 trillion market, Trev.
Massive.
If you cannot survive in $4 trillion market, you better go. I don't know. It just
sell tacos.
Grab a hammer. And I used to work with hammer. It was beautiful, but I was 30. Now I'm 54. And there is nothing wrong with working with your hammer.
Absolutely not.
I loved it. It's just the system and the scalability obliges. You got to play along for scalability of the project you created. When you bought yourself a little elephant baby, the size of your dog, you better start building a big garden for him, because when he grows up, he's not gonna fit in your house. What you gonna do? And
very well said.
And that's what that's what SoftNote is. And when we built a cold pay on top of it, it could have unpredictable effect on Web3 community, because it can be purely decentralized Web3 version of EPOS SoftNote payment, but it's gonna be both ways, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be free, zero commission. It will work. It's going to work on a smart contract. It's going to have a multi-currency liquidity pool. We probably within the next couple of months already going to post the audit smart contract. It's not going to work like it's any one of you folks know Balancer platform. It's a Balancer is a competitor to Uniswap. Uniswap works in pairs.
Okay.
Uniswap liquidity pools is always two currencies, right?
Okay.
For example, Tectum token and Ether. But you cannot have multi-currency pool, because you open a path to really predatory arbitrage.
Right.
Trading bot, and they will just suck liquidity out of your pool in no time.
Yes.
So we got algorithms down. We're gonna make it impossible to drain our liquidity.
Perfect.
We become wiser since 2023.
Very good.
We got hit so bad with arbitrage bots. Oh my God! You've seen that Tectum token was just we just let it go. Just trusted it to team, and as it turns out, you cannot do that. You got to do. You want to get something done well, you got to do it yourself. So we're gonna post the anti-arbitrage. We're going to post that liquidity pool smart contract. It's going to be on Ethereum.
Okay.
And it will be beautiful, because now that you have all these encrypted libraries, access to those encrypted libraries opened by Apple and Android, Google both. And now I can transfer SoftNote without actually touching my liquidity pool, because SoftNote becomes a share in the index pool, multi-currency index pool.
Okay.
Can you feel the difference?
Yes,
Can you?
yeah. Index pool would be more than one asset. Is that
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
okay?
You as the end user still gonna see 100 USDTs in your wallet.
Mhm.
It's not gonna hurt your perception. You're still gonna see $100.
Perfect.
The advantages, you will see advantages when you need to pay me $51 and need to receive $49 back,
Mm,
and you're not connected to internet because you just landed in the airport.
that is wild. That's the most
Mm.
amazing part of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the implications of cold pay are huge. I know being speaking with Dimitri in length about this, not even just in on planes in airports, but in busy major cities all around the world these days. There are so many people present that the network is just horrendous. So having to rely on a unstable network for a crypto transaction would be next to impossible in some of these major cities here. So offering a service like Cold Pay where you don't need to rely on the internet, on the local or the local internet here is a huge upsell.
Yeah, yeah. And um, living half of my life in Europe, I had a chance to actually study myself,
Mm.
study the way how cell phone operators. Tectum stands real reality. Tectum stands under UAE and US mixed group of companies and Seychelles. Uh, Couple trademarks uh, under Chicago company, and the cold pay we just filed this week.
Oh
Congratulate
wow.
me. Finally filed. Yeah,
Congratulations. Yes.
finally filed. We filed it in the USPTO through US. Going to be international filing,
Phenomenal. Hey,
but
that's huge news.
it's pending status, so it's already my that I filed on my own name because I'm not sure because I want not I want it. The market doesn't really care what I want. The way it naturally goes, the way it naturally laid out, it would be much better if ColdPay will become a Web3 app, kind of like a trust payment, trust wallet.
Oh,
That
okay. Yes. Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But Trust
Yes.
Wallet is hooked up to BP20 because it's this the property of Binance.
Hmm.
Uh, we're gonna do it in we're gonna try to accomplish much less sophisticated, much simpler setup.
Understood.
We'll probably create isolated entity because Cold Pays, though it's a Web3, uh, purely Web3 application, it will be perfect for cruise ships. I mean, you got 5,000 people on it, and there is only like three Elon Musk those satellite dishes,
Yeah. Oh, Starlinks. Yes. Yes.
Starlinks. Yeah,
Hmm.
pardon me. I mean, how are you gonna split it between 5,000 people? Budget airlines, you in the mid-air.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah, of course you can have internet, but are you gonna go through this? You're up in the air for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, and you might as well just yeah. Alan Rogers is here. Hey, Alan. You
Hi guys.
might as well. Hey,
Alan, great to have you. Alex has just finished.
yeah, yeah, and basically, if you have a chance to
You
just
finish off and let us know what your final thoughts are on Cold Bay.
yeah, yeah, and if you're in the mid-air and you are in the air for 2 hours, go pay with your card. You don't know the tariff. You don't know how much they're gonna charge you, 10, 20, or $50. $1 per megabyte. I mean, we're talking about like what 1990s internet cost.
Oh
So
yes.
so probably there is a chance that CallPay uh, will look attractive when somebody can just open an app and just pay for USDT or any stable coin which is legal in that country. In
I
UAE, they have digital dirham. M-Bank uh,
mhm.
issued got license and issued a digital dirham already over a year and a half ago, and they're doing perfectly fine with it.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Perfect. No, I appreciate you sharing that. That's incredibly exciting news, extremely bullish for Tectum. And speaking about bullish, allow me to introduce Alan Rogers here, who has been an absolute legend in the crypto world and has been a huge supporter of Tectum through almost pretty much the entire journey. Am I right there, Alan?
Yes, I've been with Tectum from day one.
Perfect.
It's been a roller coaster journey. So yeah, all good fun as well.
No kidding, my friend. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us here today. I'd love to just send you the mic, and if you have some thoughts you'd like to share with us, I know all of us here are all ears. We're pushing over or almost 200 viewers right now here, so off to a strong start this live stream.
No, it's brilliant. Yeah. So well, I've only just joined, to be honest with you. I've only seen a message. I only traveled back to Dubai last night, so I was a little bit jet lagged and fell asleep on the couch.
Okay.
So I'm just tuning in now.
Gotcha, my friend. Gotcha. Okay. Well, just to catch you up and to anyone else who's just joining us, so far well, for today, of course, my name is Trav. I'm the Tectum live stream host and AMA host here, and we are interviewing Alexander Guseff, the CEO and founder of Tectum. And with us right now is Alan Rogers, who's been a massive supporter of Tectum since day one. And so far, we are covering the legal journey that Tectum has just departed on to make sure that ePost terminal can be accessible to everyone across the world, no matter where you are, no matter what your governmental body is. And then also we are just talking now on cold pay, which is going to be a brand new solution to pay and receive or send and receive transactions in crypto with zero internet. It's absolutely wild here. So I'm not exactly sure where you guys want to take the conversation next here. But maybe, Alan, I do see your mute button came up here. Maybe I'll defer to you here real quick, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, as I say, but one of the main things for me with Tectum and Alex and the team, I've been in this space a long time, and I've helped and worked the hell of a lot of projects. And the biggest thing for me for Tectum is, regardless of the market conditions, and we have had some issues as well. We'll hold our hands up to that. The team never stops. It never stops developing. It never stops wanting to push the boundaries. Alex is always looking for the next thing to help Tectum be at the forefront. You know what I mean? And for me, if I'm a token holder or I'm an investor in anything, the first thing I want to look at is the team active? Is the team always pushing, regardless of market conditions? And look, as Alex will admit it, we have had some tough times, but it doesn't hold us back. Alex and the team and the developers, they're continuously looking to push this project forward. And me for one is absolutely delighted to be a part of it. But it gives you a lot of confidence as an investor and a token holder when you see the team this active, regardless of any market conditions. Because let's get it right, there's a hell of a lot of projects out there. I hold quite a few tokens, and when the market's quiet like this, and it's tough on everybody in crypto at the minute. You hear zero from the teams. They stop developing, they stop everything, they just shut up shop. Nothing. You can't hold out of Tectum because they're continuously pushing forward and looking for the next thing.
100% there, Alan. And I'm so happy that you did mention that. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Alex. Is this the second bear market that Tectum has been around for?
No.
Okay.
Almost a second. I think it's the third one. The first one was
Third
in
one. Wow.
2019. We just launched Tectum 3.0, and we pretty much worked on our connecting with anybody who needs a commercial application super fast or centralized blockchain. Highly redundant, which basically work as a low level, kind of like if anybody understands how Solana works, like an archiver. And it was an account-based system. So it was the end client centered. And in 2019, I was selling my Bitcoins for $3,500.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
No,
Wild.
just to put food in the fridge.
Mhm.
Then the second one was in 2021, and then Bitcoin went up, and Bitcoin went back up, then went down. It was end of 21 or 22. Don't hold me for it. And this is, then everything went good. Tectum token made a strike. We were just surrounded by people who wanted partnerships. We got like 240 merchants on board, but there was no EPOS.
Mm.
And finally, in 25, we decided, guys, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's get it done because let's get it done regardless of the cost, because commitment is a commitment. You've got to do what you got to do. And we focused, and then 2025 hit, and it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It just wiped our liquidity pool. Like I put like $1.8 million liquidity pool and ended up with like $400,000.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
It's devastating.
yeah. At the same time, Trev, you know, when you metaphysically, in a way, like, you know, everybody talks about universe laws and faith in this and faith in that, and in a metaphysical kind of way, I experience very strange, like, sense of like enjoyment for being able to put my savings back in the project and to pull project back on the rails, put it back on our cruise speed mode, regardless of what people say about us, and regardless of what eventually all this Tectum token will be purchased back, you know, because people will be using it to mint SoftNotes. And then we got Tectum key project, which is gonna go for certification. No matter how you spin it, no matter what angle you take, we are the only Web3 team which actually produced our own hardware encryption device. We're the only team which makes hardware, which made hardware, and we take a huge pride in it. So I'm looking at this whole thing and I'm thinking, like, you know what? When we survive, it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be such a triumph. It's gonna be so much like enjoyment, you know, so much pride, in the good sense of word pride, you know. We're gonna be so much proud of what we have finally accomplished, and we hope it's gonna happen this year.
That's incredible. I have full faith. I mean, from my perspective here, any company that, just like you, Alan, if any project can actually sustain not just through one bear market, but three, and continue to develop, continue to create brand new solutions to very real problems for people that live all across the world, is a project that, you know, you've proven yourself time and time again here. And I think I definitely you have my admiration for that, at the very least there, Alex, here. So we only have about 10 minutes left for our live stream today. So Alex, we do have a couple of questions here from our audience. Would now be a good time? Nope. Perfect. Okay.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
So for anyone who has joined us for AMAs in the past year, some of these will be questions that you've heard before, but I do think we owe it to our community to just offer that reassurance for questions that we've seen time and time again. So on that note here, let's ask this one here. This one here is from SRF us. I'm gonna go out on a limb and pronounce your name like that. I apologize if I butchered that. So when will the team work with a centralized exchange for integrating T12 on exchanges? Because it's hard and users need, here we go, to bridge from ETH to T12. So actually there's the second part of that actually is a question I haven't seen a whole lot, but talking about the actual bridge to T12, how it's also a little bit difficult for some users here. But there's a two-part question to that. Is there a plan on integrating T12 with exchanges? And then any solutions for the bridging?
I would have to go, well, first of all, we have a T12 protocol working on two blockchains. We have two blockchains, you know that, right?
Yes.
We have 3.0, and there is only several 100,000 Tectum tokens left. Everything has been migrated by our community into ERC20, so that pretty much makes it if not useless, but not worth the effort right now to integrate 3.0 T12, the old Tectum, centralized Tectum, to centralized exchanges, because the costs are like $10,000-$20,000, and then you have to work with a team. 3.0 written on Delphi. Delphi is one of the oldest languages. You've got to make sure that team operates. Everybody's on the same page. We decided not to do that. 4.1, that's where all the game is gonna be when we get that project back in cruise speed. Hopefully it's gonna happen soon. We actually have a couple users already minted their tokens. They actually using Tectum 4.0 nodes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, they do, and that's where you're gonna need those bridges, because 4.1 is actually designed for that. It's a fast. We have not been able to accomplish 1 million transactions per second, not yet. We still need to work on network protocol and transaction signing modules. Yeah, but what the question lies to, the CX and DEX integrations with T12 protocol would make more sense on 4.1 network rather than 3.0.
Gotcha. No, that makes a lot of sense here. Plus the fact that it is decentralized is a huge selling point in my opinion here. So I do believe that the community will be very happy with that. So here's our next question there, Alex, and it's from Reality. Excellent name, by the way. Under the jurisdiction of which country does Tectum stand, and which country / jurisdiction do you live, Alex? If you feel like doxing your location here.
You're welcome. There's not much left I have to hide in my life. 54. I live under a UAE jurisdiction, and I'm actually taxpayer in the US. My family lives in US, but I'm originally native Russian. I'm from way far east, actually, from Siberia. I was born in Siberia. So I have a taxpayer privilege in 3 countries at least. Intellectual property is partially on me personally, partially on a US entity. The UAE entity is solely focused on the software development, which will probably inherit some IP rights. Right now, we're in the process of collateralizing intellectual property and putting it all together, because there's 8 years of sweat and blood, behind it. And me personally, in which country jurisdiction lives? UAE. Yeah, I'm a resident of UAE.
Thank you for answering that question there, Alex. One thing I do want to mention is that Dimitri just chimed in here and he mentioned cold pay from the coldest place on earth. I love that.
Coldest?
From Siberia. I imagine he's referring to.
You know what summers are like?
I can't even imagine. Well, actually, maybe I can. I'm from Canada.
What? So you're on Fahrenheit, right?
No, Celsius.
Celsius? Plus 40, 42. July.
Oh, wow. Yep. That's about the same here in Canada. That's wild.
The Eastern Siberia is actually latitude, right? Am I correct? It's actually your territory would be like what's it? The closest, the first city you hit, biggest city you hit when you go up from Minneapolis up, the big Seattle is on
like Toronto, or like in
Toronto. It's
okay,
it's a Toronto latitude, but the problem is Siberia has a continental climate, has lots of rivers, but no access to big water, and big water always smoothens everything down. The moisture makes it cooler. You have bigger storms, but it's cooler. In Siberia, you get extreme heat in the summer, and you get like minus 35. but this winter has been abnormal all over the world. I was freezing in UAE 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so this winter is abnormal out of like any comparison. At least they in Eastern Europe was like up to your hip snow. It's just like minus 25, minus 30, all like starting December, and now still they have like minus 26.
Jeez.
Yeah, abnormal winter. But summer is very hot. Summers are very hot.
Okay. All across the map here then. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you answering that question here. And Reality, thank you so much for asking yours. And that we do have one more question, but I don't think I should be asking it here because it's asking for financial advice, and that is never something that we are going to go out on a limb and do. Of course, we do recommend everyone does their own due diligence and make sure that you are investing for the right reasons. So my friend who's asked this question here, I appreciate your time, but unfortunately we cannot field that question here. Yeah, it does speak to the market conditions. And I know we've spoken on that as well. I won't speak for all of us, but I do believe that my personal opinion, and you've alluded to this as well, Alex, that Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Crypto is far from dead. Things will return to their former glory. I truly believe here. Do you have any comment on that?
Financial advice? No, I mean, if I was financially savvy and financially wise, I probably wouldn't be in the place where I'm at, selling my own real estate to keep project alive. I'm probably not very smart financially. Just my core competency is vision, and reading a lot. I'm not qualified to give financial advices. My personal opinion on Bitcoin, if you've been through 2019 when Bitcoin was $3,500, you're gonna stop worrying about Bitcoin being 68.
Yeah. Solid point. Solid point. Excellent, guys. Well, I do want to thank our community here for asking such thoughtful questions here, and I appreciate you all being here with us for our AMA today. We are going to start wrapping it up now, so I'm going to just pass the mic around and ask you gentlemen for if you do have any final comments or final messages you'd like to share with the community here. So, Alan, I'll start off with yourself, my friend. Any final thoughts or any final comments you'd like to share with our community today?
Yeah, just touching on the guy's last question. Obviously, we don't give financial advice on that, but I just think this market, and this is a key point for me, to be honest with you, Trav, because for me at the minute, this is not a normal cycle what we've seen. And I know Alex is saying about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think we're all immune to Bitcoin dropping, and its peaks and troughs. It's just it's going to be around forever, and so is crypto. The biggest issue we have in this space, this is just my opinion, is there's far too many projects, and there's far too many useless projects.
I agree.
Yeah, far too many useless projects, and these meme tokens, you know what I mean? No matter what anyone says, these meme tokens are just traps for teams. That's all they are. They've got no utility, they've got no basics, and people just want to get a try and hit a get quick rich scheme. Which, look, if it works, fine. But for me, it's all about utility, and those projects have utility and use, and Tectum has both of that in abundance. So we're in a, for me, regardless of market conditions, we're in a really good place.
Right. I couldn't agree more with you there, Alan. Thank you very much, my friend. It's that's great way to end off this conversation here, talking about the true utility and the difference that Tectum has the capability of making for people all across the world here. And just to kind of reiterate my final thoughts here, one of the first things that attracted me to Tectum was our conversation, Alex, about changing lives in for people in third world countries who, as it stands, have very minimal access to their day-to-day fiat, have to walk hours to get to the bank, have to wait in line hours to get into the bank, and then once they actually get into the bank, have to pay astronomical fees of their own currency, which is by that point devalued by up to 10% in some regions here. So to be able to offer crypto to these people in their pockets, to be able to send and receive instantaneously and for free, and to use day to day, off ramp, on ramp, so that they can improve the quality of their lives is massive here. And that's exactly what Tectum is here to do. So, on that note, Alex,
Thanks.
I'm going to send the mic your way for your final thoughts here, and then we will wrap it up here.
Really, I'm being very thankful for community to stand with us. Very thankful for those for that strong criticism which we went through, which actually helped us to get on the right rails and start moving in the right direction. Because market is, everything boils down to profitability. We all gotta feed our families, and I'm very glad that I have such a dedicated and trustworthy people on my team, such as Alan, you, and the rest of the team. And it's been a great lesson. I'm very glad we're finally in that final cut. I can see that the end of light at the end of the tunnel is already bright. Actually, everybody can already see that. It's visualizable. It's perceivable. It's targetable. It's literally targetable. We understand our end client. We understand multiple jurisdictions. We talk to these guys. We talk to guys from this country, I'm not gonna list all these countries. No point until we get the agreement signed, and we see our mass adoption path in multiple directions in a very clear way. We're solid. We're not broke, regardless of the market, and very glad it turned out exactly this way. Very thankful for everybody to stick around. Let's get it done now.
That's what an incredible message to leave with the Tectum community here, Alex. I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. So on that note, we are going to wrap it up today. I want to thank everyone who's here with us. We have almost 250 viewers across multiple different platforms that we are streaming right now, which is incredible considering the state of the market. Thank you guys for being with us. Thank you guys for your continued faith and belief here. Tectum isn't going nowhere, or Tectum is going nowhere. There we go. Wait, Tectum is, anyways. You guys are trying
Tectum keys we might sell.
Yes, the Tectum keys.
Looking for right partner. Just too many projects, too much technology. We need to pass maybe one or two of our projects into more fresh hands. People who would breathe a fresh breath into that project, because we're tunneled. We've been on the same one thing for too long. That tunnel vision, it starts messing with your head. We need fresh blood, and we're ready to bring on board somebody for his own vision, and maybe just hand it over to him or to her, and just we kind of got emotionally detached from certain things.
No,
somebody walks up to me and says, "Listen, your 4.1 is faster than Solana. Can I have it?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah, you can take it. How much money you're gonna put on the table?" But that probably doesn't apply to 4.1. We love 4.1. We want to kind of get it more AI friendly, but Tectum keys possibly is.
Okay. No, that's definitely something that we've been hearing from the community, is how important it is to focus on kind of one thing at a time, get it functioning, and then moving on to something else here. So that makes a ton of sense here. Good stuff, Alex. Perfect, everyone.
Thank you, Trev.
Excellent. Much obliged here. And thank you once again to our community. We appreciate you guys. Definitely stay tuned for our next AMA announcement, which of course is just around the corner. And we will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.